You think you need more willpower to sleep, more discipline, a better routine. But what if the thing actually preventing deep rest isn't in your habits? It's in your nervous system. What if your body doesn't believe it's safe enough to sleep? Even when the room is dark, the phone is off, and your schedule says rest. Because here's the truth most people don't realize. Your nervous system has a say in whether or not you sleep, and it doesn't care about your bedtime routine if it doesn't feel secure. It's not about how tired you are, it's about how safe you feel. Deep sleep doesn't come from exhaustion, it comes from permission, and your nervous system is the one that grants it. So in this episode, we're diving into what that really means. Why some people can't sleep even when they're exhausted, why others wake up in the middle of the night in a panic, and how you can start working with your nervous system instead of against it. This isn't about hacks, this is about healing. And it starts with one question. Does your body truly feel safe to rest? You crawl into bed, you've done everything right, no caffeine, no screens, soft lights, maybe even a weighted blanket. You're tired, bone tired. But the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind starts racing. Your body can't settle. There's a knot in your chest, a buzz in your legs, or a strange restlessness under your skin. You wonder, why can't I just sleep? The answer may not lie in your routine. It may lie deeper in your nervous system. Because long before you were ever taught sleep hygiene, your body was wired to protect you. And when your body perceives threat, real or imagined, loud or subtle, it does not prioritize rest. It prioritizes survival. Enter the 4 core responses of your autonomic nervous system: fight, freeze, and fawn. These aren't personality traits, they're biological programs, built-in settings, automatic responses your body chooses when it detects danger. They're not always logical, they don't need your permission, and they often activate beneath your awareness, especially at night. Let's start with fight. This state primes your body for confrontation. Increased heart rate, muscles tensing, blood redirected to arms and legs. Maybe your thoughts get sharp, irritated, angry. You're replaying a conflict, anticipating a challenge. Even if you're lying in bed, your body thinks it's in battle mode. Sleep, that's a liability. Your nervous system says, not now. You've got a war to fight. Then there's flight, the escape mode. Here anxiety rules. Thoughts feel urgent and scattered. Your body wants to move, not lie still. You might toss and turn, feel restless, have that wired but tired sensation. It's as if your nervous system is scanning for the exit. We're not safe here. Keep moving, keep thinking. And so your mind paces in circles, even though your room is quiet. Next is freeze. This is shut down. Not calm, but paralyzed. Your body goes still, your thoughts go numb, and sleep doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like collapse. People stuck in freeze often report waking up exhausted no matter how long they slept, because they weren't truly resting. Their body was stuck between trying to survive and not knowing how. And finally, fawn. The most subtle, the least understood. This is the please and appease mode. Your nervous system adapts by keeping everyone else okay, often at the expense of your own needs. You lie awake thinking about what you should have said, should have done, how others might be feeling, how to fix it all tomorrow. You're not running or fighting or frozen. You're trying to stay safe by being agreeable, invisible, perfect. And again, sleep gets sacrificed. The tragedy? These states often get mistaken for personality. You say, I'm just an overthinker, or I'm always anxious at night, or I'm someone who never sleeps well. But those patterns may be less about who you are and more about what your nervous system learned to do to keep you alive. Because survival mode isn't a flaw, it's a signal. Your body saying, I don't feel safe enough to let go. Think about that. Sleep is surrender. It requires trust. Trust in your environment. Trust in your body. Trust that while you're unconscious, the world won't fall apart. If your nervous system hasn't felt that kind of trust in a long time, sleep becomes complicated. Not because you're broken, but because you've adapted. And here's where compassion is critical. Instead of blaming yourself for failing to relax, try asking, what is my body protecting me from? That shift from judgment to curiosity is where healing begins. Because your nervous system isn't trying to ruin your night, it's trying to keep you alive. But maybe, just maybe, it's time to teach it that rest is safe again. Hypervigilance. Why your brain won't turn off even when you want it to. You're lying in bed. The day is over, the lights are off. You've turned down the noise, the stimulation, the distractions. But something in you refuses to turn off. You keep scanning your thoughts, your body, your surroundings. Every little sound is amplified. Every memory resurfaces. You check your phone one more time. You think of conversations from hours ago. The future creeps in. The past won't let go. It's not that you're awake because you want to be. You're awake because some part of you believes it has to be. That's hypervigilance. The state of always being on, always watching, always ready. It's what your nervous system does when it doesn't feel safe to rest. Not because there's real danger, but because there was at some point, and your body hasn't gotten the update that it's over. Hypervigilance is often rooted in survival experiences. Maybe it came from childhood, where you had to anticipate moods, prepare for chaos, be ready for disappointment. Maybe it came from trauma, an accident, a breakup, a betrayal, a loss. Or maybe it came slowly, drip by drip, from years of being on call, over-responsible, or emotionally neglected. Whatever the cause, the nervous system adapted. It learned, if I stay alert, I stay safe. That learning doesn't clock out just because it's bedtime. Instead of winding down, your system winds up. Your senses become sharper, not duller. You're not processing danger, you're anticipating it. Not because anything bad is happening, but because your body was wired to expect something might. That constant scanning, that inability to relax, that over-responsiveness to small things. It's not weakness, it's history, stored in the tissues, whispering, don't let your guard down, not yet. And here's what makes hypervigilance so exhausting. It's invisible, no one else sees it. You can function normally during the day, smile, work, be productive. But at night the masks fall, the to-do lists are silent, and all that's left is your nervous system, still on patrol. Some people say they feel most anxious when things are quiet. That's not a flaw, that's conditioning. If your body spent years surviving chaos, stillness can feel unsafe. If your brain was trained to look for problems, silence can feel like a threat. Not because anything's wrong, but because peace is unfamiliar. The challenge is that hypervigilance doesn't respond to logic. You can tell yourself, I'm safe. But if your body doesn't believe it, nothing changes. Because this isn't about what you think, it's about what you feel. And you can't force your way into feeling safe. You have to rebuild trust with your body, gently, consistently, compassionately. That starts by recognizing the signs. Difficulty falling asleep, frequent waking, scanning thoughts, tension in your jaw or shoulders, a resting heart rate that never fully drops. It might look like insomnia, but it's actually protection. Your body saying, I'm not ready to shut down, I might need to react. And what your nervous system needs most is not a sleep hack, it's a signal. A signal that the war is over, that your presence is enough, that rest is no longer dangerous. One of the most powerful signals is co-regulation. Being with someone safe, someone whose body helps your body feel at ease. A warm voice, a calm touch, even the memory of someone who made you feel loved. Safety is contagious, and the nervous system learns by experience, not explanation. So if you've spent years in a hyper-alert state, please don't blame yourself for struggling to sleep. You're not failing at rest, you're surviving restlessness, but it doesn't have to be permanent. You can begin teaching your nervous system that safety doesn't always mean alertness. That vigilance isn't your only option. That stillness can be soft, not scary. Start small, one moment at a time. One breath, one practice. One permission to not fix everything tonight. Because sleep doesn't come when you shut everything down. It comes when your body decides the danger has passed. Trauma, micro-trauma, and sleep disruption. What your body remembers at night. You've probably heard the phrase, what the mind forgets, the body remembers. It sounds poetic until you're lying awake at 2 a.m., heart racing for no reason, your skin tight with dread, your breath shallow and rapid, and there's no story in your mind that can explain it. You're not thinking of a trauma, but you're feeling one, and it doesn't make sense. Until you understand that trauma is not just a memory, it's a response. Trauma doesn't live in the past, it lives in your body. And when it's unprocessed, it doesn't wait for your permission to show up. It doesn't ask if the timing is right, it doesn't knock gently, it arrives in the form of insomnia, restlessness, night terrors, jaw clenching, digestive distress, emotional floods that have no clear cause. This is what it means when we say your nervous system remembers. Not all trauma is dramatic. Not all wounds bleed. Some of the most sleep-disruptive trauma comes from what researchers call microtrauma, the small, repeated ruptures to safety and connection. Being ignored when you cried, being scolded for expressing feelings, being expected to perform perfectly to earn love, being told to suck it up when you were hurt. These moments didn't leave scars on your skin, but they shaped your nervous system. They taught your body that it couldn't fully relax, that vulnerability was dangerous, that stillness wasn't safe. Now, years later, your body still operates under that same programming. Even when your life looks stable, even when things are going well, when the lights go out and the distractions stop, your system checks in. Are we really safe to rest? If the old answer is still wired in no, then sleep becomes a battlefield. Not because you're weak, but because your body is still protecting you from a threat that no longer exists. This is why traditional sleep advice often fails people with trauma histories, because the issue isn't the blue light or the caffeine. It's the internal alarm bell that rings the moment you let your guard down. Sleep requires surrender, and surrender feels terrifying when your nervous system equates it with danger. Sometimes people ask, why does my trauma show up at night? The answer is simple. It never left. It was always there. But during the day, you're busy, distracted, performing, coping. At night, there are fewer ways to outrun it. The silence, the dark, the stillness, they become mirrors, reflecting what your nervous system never got to process, what your body never got to release. This isn't just theory. Studies in neurobiology confirm it. When people with trauma lie down, the hippocampus, the memory center, and the amygdala, the fear center, often stay active, even when the body is still. Sleep cycles are disrupted. REM sleep, the phase that helps with emotional regulation, is often cut short or never reached. This is why some people wake up feeling just as exhausted as when they went to bed. Their body rested maybe, but their nervous system never did. But here's the hope. Your body isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to complete a cycle that was interrupted. That shaking in your hands, it's a discharge. That tightness in your chest, it's your system trying to resolve something. That tear you don't understand, it's grief, rising because you finally got quiet enough to feel it. This is healing, but it's uncomfortable, especially at night. So what do? Start with compassion. Meet your body where it is, not where you think it should be. Don't try to push the feelings away. Acknowledge them. This is fear. This is sadness. This is my body remembering. When you name it, you bring it into relationship, and in relationship, you can begin to regulate. Next, create a sense of containment. Trauma feels like chaos, so structure helps. A soft bedtime ritual, a warm shower, a favorite scent, music that grounds you. Weighted blankets, all of these are not distractions. They're boundaries. They signal to your nervous system, this moment is different. This moment is safe. And most importantly, know that healing isn't about deleting the past. It's about creating enough present safety that the past no longer rules you. Because when your body starts to believe that it's no longer in danger, sleep becomes possible again. The vagus nerve and sleep, unlocking your body's calm mode. There's a switch inside your body that most people don't even know exists. You can't see it, you can't consciously control it the way you control your hands or your voice. But when it's on, your whole system begins to relax. Your breath slows, your heart rate evens out, your digestion improves, your muscles let go, your mind softens. And sleep, real, nourishing, deep sleep, becomes possible. That switch is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body. It runs from your brainstem through your face, neck, lungs, heart, and all the way down to your gut. It's like a biological superhighway between your brain and your body, and it plays a starring role in your autonomic nervous system, especially the parasympathetic branch. That's the one responsible for the rest and digest mode. When your vagus nerve is engaged, your body gets the message, we're safe now, you can stop fighting, you can stop running, you can stop bracing for impact. It's the biological opposite of hypervigilance, the antidote to anxiety, and it's absolutely essential for quality sleep. But here's the problem. For many of us, the vagus nerve isn't activated enough. Not because it's broken, but because we've spent so long in survival mode that the rest pathways have gone quiet, like a muscle that's atrophied. You can't just flip a mental switch and expect to relax. You have to re-engage the body's natural mechanisms of calm. And the vagus nerve is the key. So how do you do that? Let's start with breath. Specifically, slow diaphragmatic breathing. When you inhale deeply through your nose, letting your belly rise, and then exhale longer than you inhale, you're directly stimulating your vagus nerve. That long, slow exhale is your body's built-in calming signal. It tells your nervous system, there's no threat here. You can settle. You don't need to overthink it. Try a simple rhythm. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Do it gently, without force. Let your breath be an invitation, not a demand. Then there's humming, singing, chanting, even gargling. These all vibrate the muscles in your throat and activate branches of the vagus nerve near your vocal cords. That's why lullabies work. That's why some people feel calm after singing in the shower. It's not just emotional, it's neurological. Next is cold exposure, splashing cool water on your face, holding an ice pack to your neck. Brief, gentle exposure to cold stimulates the vagus nerve and can shift your nervous system out of high alert. You don't need to plunge into an ice bath. A simple cool washcloth over your eyes before bed can work wonders. Touch matters too. Gentle, nurturing touch, especially around the neck, shoulders, and chest, can calm your system and activate vagal tone. This is why safe physical affection feels so regulating. Why a hand on the heart can ease panic. Why massage, acupressure, or even self-hugging can bring a sense of grounding. And finally, connection. Social engagement is one of the most powerful vagus nerve activators. Eye contact, a warm conversation, laughter, safe presence. These aren't just nice things. They are physiological regulators. Your body needs connection to feel safe enough to rest. That's why loneliness can increase insomnia, and why even a short voice note from someone you trust can help you breathe easier. The beautiful part? These practices don't just help you fall asleep tonight. They retrain your nervous system over time. You're not just calming your body, you're teaching it that calm is safe, that stillness isn't dangerous, that sleep doesn't require exhaustion, it requires trust. Trust in your breath, trust in your body, trust in your right to rest. So tonight, before you reach for melatonin or another sleep app, try something simpler. Breathe low and slow. Hum your favorite tune. Place your hand on your chest. Whisper to your body, it's okay now, you can let go. Your vagus nerve is listening, and it knows the way home. Nighttime anxiety versus daytime distraction. Why stillness triggers stress. You go through your day in motion. Wake up, get dressed, respond to texts, go to work, make decisions, meet deadlines, cook dinner, clean something, scroll a little, talk to someone, maybe argue, maybe smile. You keep going, you keep doing. And maybe, just maybe, you keep feeling mostly fine. Stressed? Sure. Busy? Definitely. But fine. Nothing unbearable. Then, the day ends. You turn off the lights. You lay your head on the pillow, and suddenly, your mind explodes with noise. What if I didn't say the right thing earlier? What if I forgot something important? Why do I still feel behind, no matter what I do? What if something bad happens tomorrow? Why does my chest feel heavy? The quiet that was supposed to bring peace instead brings pressure. Stillness becomes a threat, and sleep becomes a battlefield. Not because something just happened, but because nothing is happening anymore. This is nighttime anxiety. And it's not a personal flaw. It's a nervous system pattern, one that develops when we use distraction as our main form of emotional regulation. See, during the day, there's no shortage of input. Your brain is constantly receiving, reacting, responding. There's a task to do, a screen to check, a person to please, a crisis to solve. You may think you're functioning normally, but what's actually happening is this. Your mind is staying just busy enough to not feel the things you've pushed away. That's not weakness, that's survival. But it comes at a cost, because all that emotion, all that fear, shame, grief, uncertainty, sadness, guilt, regret, it doesn't vanish just because you don't look at it. It waits, it stores, it simmers, and when the distractions are finally gone, it rises. Not to punish you, not to ruin your night, but because the body remembers what hasn't been felt, and the nervous system knows when you've stopped running. This is why stillness feels so confronting to some people. It's not just that it's quiet, it's that it's honest. There's no productivity to hide behind, no noise to drown things out. There's just you, and the echoes of everything you haven't had space to process. So your body tenses, your heart speeds up, your mind races, your breath shortens, and suddenly, sleep feels impossible. But here's the truth most people miss. Nighttime anxiety isn't irrational. It's displaced. It's emotion that didn't get expressed during the day, returning at night because it finally has space. It's not just that you're more anxious at night, it's that you're less defended, less busy, more exposed. And that exposure lets things rise. That doesn't mean you're broken, it means your system needs a new rhythm. The solution is not to avoid stillness. It's to rebuild your relationship with it. Instead of seeing silence as the enemy, what if it became the invitation? That starts by integrating small moments of stillness during the day, not just at night. Pause for 30 seconds. Close your eyes between meetings. Breathe before you scroll. Let emotion trickle through instead of storing it for midnight. Give your nervous system micro-opportunities to regulate before it becomes overwhelmed. Then, begin to ritualize your evenings. Not just with tasks, but with tending. Light a candle, stretch in silence, play music that grounds you. Journal, not to fix anything, but to befriend what's moving through you. Speak to your fear like it's a child asking to be held. I hear you. You're safe. You don't have to figure it all out right now. And when anxiety rises at night, which it still might, meet it with curiosity instead of control. What part of me is asking to be seen right now? What am I holding in my chest that needs a little space to breathe? What if this isn't a sign that something's wrong, but a signal that something's alive in me? That shift from avoidance to awareness is everything. Because sleep doesn't come from numbing the body, it comes from reassuring it, from letting the parts of you that have been running all day know that they can finally stop. Stillness is not empty. Stillness is where the healing begins. And if you can learn to sit in that stillness, even briefly, even gently, sleep will no longer feel like a cliff to fall off of. It'll feel like something you return to. Because the safety isn't just in the silence, it's in how you meet yourself when the silence arrives. Polyvagal theory and safe sleep. Understanding the ladder of regulation. Imagine your nervous system as a ladder. At the top rung, you feel safe, connected, present. Your body is calm, your breath is steady, your thoughts are clear. This is your ventral vagal state. What polyvagal theory calls social engagement. It's the place where you laugh, rest, listen, trust, and sleep. This is where your body says, I'm okay, I belong, I can let go. But life doesn't always let you stay on the top rung. Stress knocks you down a bit. Deadlines, tension, conflict, bad news. Suddenly, you're in the middle of the ladder, what's known as sympathetic activation. This is fight or flight. Your heart rate rises. You become alert, fast, reactive. This is useful if you need to escape danger. But if you live here too long, your system stays wired. And wired bodies don't rest, they survive. If the stress keeps going or becomes too overwhelming, your system may slide further down the ladder into shutdown. This is the dorsal vagal state, the bottom rung. Your energy drops. You feel foggy, numb, frozen, detached. You might look calm on the outside, but inside, it's emptiness. A body that isn't safe and isn't trying to fight or flee anymore. It's just trying to disappear. Sleep happens most easily at the top of the ladder. But most people try to fall asleep from somewhere in the middle, or even the bottom. That's like trying to relax while your body thinks it's being chased, or while your system feels like giving up. And this explains so much. You lie in bed and try to sleep, but your body isn't there yet. It's on the wrong rung. It needs help climbing back up, not just mentally, but physiologically. You can't think your way into safety. You have to feel your way there. One regulated breath at a time. Here's where this theory becomes powerful. Instead of blaming yourself for not being able to relax, you can start asking better questions. Not, why can't I just fall asleep? But, where am I on the ladder right now? Not, what's wrong with me? But what does my system need to feel just a little bit safer? This might sound simple, but this reframe is revolutionary because it stops the cycle of shame and brings in compassion. Let's say you notice your thoughts are racing. Your body is jittery. That's the middle rung. Instead of trying to force sleep, try climbing gently up. Breathe slower. Dim the lights. Touch something soft. Hum. Stretch. Invite a sense of safety, however small. Or maybe you realize you're numb, dissociated, barely feeling anything, the bottom rung. In that case, you may need to mobilize a bit first. Sit up, shake your arms, walk slowly. Then slowly move toward rest. The ladder is not linear. You'll go up and down all day, but becoming aware of it, tracking it, gives you power. Because now you're not just reacting, you're responding. You're supporting your nervous system instead of ignoring it. And here's where sleep transforms. When you stop treating sleep like a task and start treating it like a return to safety, your whole approach changes. You stop trying to turn off your thoughts, and instead ask, what are my thoughts protecting me from? You stop blaming your body, and instead ask, what is my body still holding on to? You treat the night as sacred. A time not just to rest, but to re-enter trust. Trust in your body's rhythm. Trust in your system's intelligence. Trust that you can climb the ladder again, even if it's one breath at a time. So next time you can't sleep, pause. Ask yourself, where am I on the ladder? And what might help me climb one rung closer to rest? Because sleep isn't something you push into. It's something you allow when your body feels safe enough to descend into softness. And that safety, it's not just out there. It's something you can learn to create inside you. Regulating practices that work. What to do when your body doesn't want to sleep. It's late. You've done everything right. The lights are off. Your phone is down. The temperature is cool. You've even stopped caffeine after noon. But still, your body says no. Your heart is fast. Your jaw is tight. Your thoughts won't let go. And you're lying there, knowing you need sleep, but unable to cross that invisible line into rest. So what do you do when your body doesn't want to sleep? You regulate. You stop trying to force sleep and start creating conditions for safety. You shift your focus from I need to sleep to my body needs to feel safe enough to rest. And then you offer it what it needs. Let's talk about what actually works. These aren't gimmicks. These are practices rooted in how your nervous system functions. especially under stress. Start with your breath, but not just any breath. You want slow, rhythmic, bottom-up breathing. Think, inhale through the nose for a count of 4, exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. The longer exhale stimulates your vagus nerve, nudging your system out of fight or flight. Don't aim for big dramatic breaths. Aim for gentle, grounded, belly-driven breath. Let your abdomen rise. Let your shoulders drop. Let your body trust that you're here now, not back then. Pair your breath with grounding. Pick something tactile, a soft blanket, a warm mug, a textured stone, something real, something your senses can focus on. Say to yourself, I'm here. This is now. I am safe enough in this moment. You're not trying to convince your mind. You're trying to reassure your body, and the body believes through sensation. Now bring in gentle movement. If your body feels trapped in stillness, it might need to discharge energy before it can settle. Try slow rocking, side to side, or light stretching, especially neck, shoulders, and hips. These areas carry tension, and releasing them sends a message. We're letting go now. No need to perform. This is about giving your nervous system a language it understands. Motion, rhythm, pattern. Another practice, vagus nerve toning through sound, humming, low chanting, gentle singing, even just an extended or These vibrations activate cranial nerves connected to your rest and digest system. The body calms not because the sound is pretty, but because the resonance signals safety. If you've ever felt sleepy after humming to yourself, that's why. If your mind is racing, try a sensory-based distraction that doesn't stimulate. Visualizing a calm scene in detail. Imagine a beach, a cabin, a place you love. But go slow. Don't just see it, feel it. What does the air smell like? What sounds are in the distance? What's the texture of the floor beneath your feet? This activates your parasympathetic system, pulling your focus into the present sensory world, away from the mental spiral. And let's not forget the power of self-talk. Not pep talks, but soothing statements. These aren't meant to be affirmations you force. They're gentle truths, whispers to the scared parts of you. Try, nothing needs to happen right now, or I don't have to figure it all out tonight, or even just this moment is enough. Now here's something counterintuitive but important. Sometimes the most regulating thing you can do is to get out of bed. Yes, if you've been lying there for 30 to 45 minutes and your stress is increasing, don't turn the bed into a battleground. Get up, do something calming in low light, rock, breathe, journal, read a few pages, then come back when your body is closer to safety. It's not failure, it's care. And if your nights are consistently hard, create a buffer zone before bed. Not just a wind-down routine, but a true emotional transition. Avoid intense conversations. Reduce news or scrolling. Give yourself 20 to 30 minutes of low-stimulation, high-safety time. Your body needs to know that night doesn't mean threat. It means release. Finally, give yourself permission. Permission to not sleep perfectly. Permission to not be a machine. Permission to be a nervous system in process. Some nights will be messy, some will be better. But every time you choose to regulate instead of panic, you're changing your wiring. You're proving to your body, you don't have to protect me from sleep anymore. And over time that message lands. You become the safe place your system was waiting for. And that's when rest returns. If there's one thing I hope you carry from this episode, it's this. Your sleep is not broken. Your body is protecting you. That racing heart, that restless tossing, that mind that won't quit at midnight, they're not signs that you're weak. They're signs that your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, keep you alive. The problem is, it doesn't always know when the danger has passed. But now you do. You've met your nervous system tonight. You've seen its ladder. You've felt its patterns. You've listened to the voice beneath the noise. You've begun the journey not of controlling your sleep, but of creating safety. That is sacred work. Because sleep doesn't start when your eyes close. It starts when your body says, I trust this moment. And you are the one who gets to create that trust. Maybe that means breathing slow in the dark. Maybe it means humming softly to yourself. Maybe it means letting go of the shame that says, I should be asleep by now. Maybe it means getting up, stretching, whispering, we're okay, to a body that once had to stay awake to survive. You're not trying to fix your sleep, you're learning to befriend it, to welcome it, to make your nervous system feel at home inside you. So tonight, when the lights go out and the thoughts try to sneak back in, pause, place your hand on your chest, feel the rhythm of your breath, and say gently, I'm here, and I'm learning to become the safe place I never had. You don't have to get it perfect, you just have to keep showing up. One breath at a time, one night at a time. You're not alone. And if this episode helped you, if you felt seen or soothed or a little more hopeful, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a review. Share this with a friend who needs it, or just come back tomorrow. I'll be here. In our next episode, we'll go even deeper into what happens inside your brain while you sleep, from memory consolidation to emotional detox. You'll learn why some nights you dream vividly, while others you wake up in a fog, and how stress hijacks the healing cycles of your brain, leaving you wired but tired. You won't want to miss it. Until then, take care of your breath, tend to your body, speak gently to your system, and remember, rest is not earned, it's your birthright. Good night, and be well.